Welcome to the OVFL podcast. Again, I'm your host, Nate Behar. I'm joined here with the president of the London Junior Mustangs OVFL team, Mr. Bill Tsioros. Bill, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you, Nate. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, it's been quite a little while since I've been around the TD Waterhouse ranks and seen everybody, but it's good to hear from you for sure. How's the weather down there in London?
We're gonna get some snow here now.
You know what it feels like up here in Ottawa.
It should be. We'll see. We've had a good winter here. It's all been good.
Yeah, so I hear.
People are getting ready and getting geared up for our spring season as we approach.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's you talk about the spring season. Let's jump right into it. We're going to talk a little bit about the state of the franchise. So, sort of what the Bantams are doing, what the JVs are doing, and what the Varsities are doing as well. So, if you want to just start off from the bottom, what's that Bantam team look like? I know you were kind of touching on. It looks like they got a little bit of potential coming through. What's that look like?
This will be the fifth year that we're putting fifth season that we're putting teams on the field, and we feel that this will be the beginnings of a Bantam team that could potentially compete at the level that we will require to try to win the Ontario Varsity Championship. Right. We have a very good crop of Pee-wee guys, which have won, moving up into that level, and we're solid. Our coaching staff will be well in place, and we're looking forward to some of these kids. And there's other kids that are going to be joining that we don't even know yet who they are, but we feel with the core kids we have coming up, we should be solid.
And that's always the beauty of it, right?
It's a strange level, right? You got kids all over the map, right?
Yes, absolutely. Some kids have developed a little more than others, but it's good to know that you got a strong crop. And you said that crop also won an Adam championship, right? So they've won 2 championships now.
Yeah, that particular group of mixed group has won the Adam Omful Championship, Ontario Championship 2 springs ago. Okay. And and they won the Pee-wee, I believe, last year.
It seems like a pretty promising group.
They won that. Yeah.
And that's the other beautiful part about it is, I mean, you have a core group of guys like that, and there's guys that just are kind of realizing they want to play a little bit in the OV, and they can come in and make a statement too. So Bantam team sounds like it might be rebuilding, but it's rebuilding with a lot of promise. It sounds like.
Yeah, it'll be a young group, so it's not a group that we're not expecting crazy things, like I said, but I believe it'll be a group that will compete only because of the level of the kids that we think will be on that team.
And I mean, having a coaching staff like the ones you guys have down there in London always helps too, right?
Yeah, and we're happy with our head coaching staff there and some of the guys that'll be coaching at that level. So we'll see how they won't be from our coaching staff will be strong. The kids will get the message, and it should be. They'll have a fun season. I'm quite looking forward to watching them play.
And that message you talk about, that's a message you guys as an organization try to drive, right? It's really one body down there, isn't it? That's really all pushing towards absolute excellence at all 3 phases, right?
Yeah, for us, it's important that we provide the right atmosphere. The coaching, the kids. I alluded and touched on that. There has to be some fun involved.
Yep.
So you don't get too serious. And we feel with those 3 elements, once we get them all together, that we've proven that we have become successful working that type of angle for us. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with kids that age, you can't push them quite as hard as you do these like CIS athletes or these high school kids. But absolutely, I mean, making sure that they have fun and enjoy their time, and then see where it goes from there is always a good thing. So moving forward. This JV team, they won the championship a year ago. How difficult do you think it's going to be with a lot of these guys that are losing to compete again this year coming?
The JV coaching staff will be returning intact.
With Coach Roselli at the helm?
Key to our success.
Okay. We
were very well coached. We went through I believe we played the toughest schedule in the OVFL. From week 5 on, and we never played anybody under 5-3 all the way to the championship and winning it up in Ottawa. We do have a fair amount of returners back and quality back because the 99 age group in London was stacked with kids.
Okay.
And we had a lot of these kids actually playing on our JV2 team as well.
Right.
So okay. They'll be second-year JVs moving into the roles that they have to take on here.
And that's big.
We're also excited because we have two of the top running backs anywhere in this region will be coming aboard as well.
Okay.
And They're the two the Brown brothers, Brown twins.
Oh, okay.
And they're well known in the Ontario circles as two guys that can change a game on their own. They're game changers. They're similar to what you were playing.
Well, that's pretty awesome to hear, especially because that team's losing the top rusher in the league from last year, correct? And one of the top quarterbacks as well as the top receiver. So it's important to know that they're going to have some impact players coming back. On that defensive side of the ball, I've heard there's a lot of guys gone. All three linebackers, it sounds like, a couple of guys in the secondary. Do you think that's going to be too big of a deal, or do you think those coaches are strong enough, and London football in general strong enough to really pick up for those losses?
Yeah, that's what we feel. JV, we do get a lot of kids out in London.
Yep.
And you don't know until you get. We've been recruiting. We recruit all year, obviously. We know who the talented players in the junior level of high school in London are. So we're expecting a lot of these guys to show up and play. We've just started registrations 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We're not like a lot of programs. We don't start like from December and just kind of go. We start actually right after our banquet. January 17th is when our registration opens.
Okay.
Open for this year. So, but we feel with there are core kids coming back, kids moving up, a lot of good players that haven't probably played for us that are going to start. A lot of kids jump in at JV level in London. So I don't think we'll drop too much. We're going to have a decent D line. I think we'll be okay.
All right.
And it's hard to say right away, but we are losing a fair amount of very talented players, which will be moving up into the varsity level.
Yes, and I mean, again, great coaches like the ones you guys got can always help bring those guys in, and that really helps ease the transition, I think, and that'll help smooth over any of the rough patches. They'll have them right, I'm sure. So those guys move it up into varsity. Again, you're gonna have that top running back, that top receiver, move on to a team that wasn't as great as it would have liked to be, I'm sure, last year. But there were some problems. It looked like there's a lot of injuries that I had to deal with. There's a little bit of a quarterback controversy. But I hear the word on the street that I've gotten is that the lead pivot, the quarterback from Lucas Vikings, the team that won the high school championship in London this year, is actually looking to step out and come in to play for the Junior Mustangs this season coming.
Yeah, we're looking to reload our varsity team here. As you know, we feel that our program strength is our varsity level. We went through something that we hadn't really experienced as a program yet at the varsity level, and we're planning on making amends to that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of very, very good football players coming out. We have talent on both sides of the offense and defensive sides of the ball and the lines. A JV championship team moving up.
That's always big.
A very good running back in JV from varsity staying in Cole Klussman. And, of course, we have Anderson Brown, the JV stud, moving up.
Yes.
We will have a quarterback that can move the ball down the field.
That's going to be important.
A very good core of, I believe we're going to have a good, strong core of the city champions from Lucas as well, which traditionally don't play summer football.
This is what I've heard. Yeah, I mean, I remember in my time and even before me, that was always the thing, was that Lucas always stayed together in the summer and practiced their own way and did their own thing with their school. So it's big to hear that the best team in high school football in London is now going to actually take their talents and play a little bit of OV for one of the best coaching staffs that you'll see in the entire province. I mean, that's one of the biggest things to me that I've noticed. So that coaching staff, I mean, I was looking through even just a roster photo the other day, and these are all guys that are well respected, not just around London but around the province, and that's a great thing from top to bottom. London Junior Mustangs have definitely probably the top coaches or some of the top coaches in the province. That's going to help that varsity team for sure.
Yeah, and that's what we're hoping. We thought last year for us is kind of like an apparition. The year started okay. We got into injuries. We had some issues with our quarterback position, and of course, the level of the OVFL is so strong that if you have any weakness like that, very good teams that are well coached out there will exploit you.
Absolutely.
And we just couldn't recover from that. We still, even with all that, I think we still finished, I believe, 4-4, and we lost a couple games close. We could have still been with a different quarterback. I think we would have been 6-2.
Yeah.
Even with a team that really wasn't one of us, probably the weakest one that we've had on record.
That's the beauty of football, right? I mean, a couple bounces here and there, and a 4-4 season turns into a 6-2 season, or a 2-6 season, and that's how it goes. So I think those good teams, those good teams that we're looking to see from the Junior Mustangs moving forward, they, I think, just get those couple of bounces, and I'm sure we're going to see something like that coming in the near future.
Yeah, our plan was always when we started the Mustang program that we would look at year 5.
Okay.
This will be year 5 on the field that we've put teams.
All right.
And this, I believe, top to bottom, from Adam all the way up into the varsity level, will be the most balanced we've had. We've had teams, for instance, like the 2012 varsity champions that went undefeated and won everything, but then we had a Bantam team that I believe was 1-7 or 2-6. And all I'm saying to you, I think this year you're going to see a lot of our teams are going to be with very decent records on the right side of the ledger.
That's exciting to hear.
Yeah,
Sounds
so
like
this will be the first time that we do that. So.
Yeah, sounds like great things are coming. Thank you so much for joining us, Bill. I mean, that was awesome to hear those sort of things. It's great to get insight from the highest level that you can get into an organization. So you're saying right now we're going to see 3-4 Junior Mustangs teams with positive winning records going forward here in 2015.
That's what we hope to see. And Nate, maybe we'll see you down here in the summer when you come this way.
Absolutely. If I'm back in town, I will be at those games at TD Waterhouse, no questions asked. Watching those coaching staffs, watching those players put some points on the board and win some games. Thank you so much for joining us, Bill. Have a great day. Good luck with this spring and all the recruiting, getting all the registrations done. Thank you so much for being here on the OVFL podcast.
Thank you. My pleasure. Take care.
Have a good one.